We've just rolled in to Kookaburra Creek Retreat, which is just outside of Melrose and on the doorstep of Mount Remarkable National Park. Come with me and us and let's go have a look. Kookaburra Creek Retreat is approximately 3.5 hours from Adelaide CBD, just outside of the town of Melrose, and about 275 kilometres. When you arrive, you want to turn on to Shanks Road off the Horrocks Highway. Now at Kookaburra Creek Retreat, no dogs are allowed. There are flushing toilets, bathroom, shower and laundry facilities. The campsites are non-powered. There's rainwater only, you got to pay to stay, and there's a noise curfew at 10 p.m. No generators allowed. There are fire pits, site-based and communal. There are rubbish bins, intermittent 3G and 4G phone reception, and it is suitable for all platforms. There are also mountain bike and hiking trails, and it is a straightforward dirt road entry with a gate that you need to open and close on your way in and out. Now I know the first thing you want to do when you arrive is to set up and enjoy that wonderful scenery that you're looking at. But actually you do have to go to the main house, talk to the owners and find out exactly where you're setting up. So that's the first step. Then you can set up and look at this majestic, wonderful range of mountains and hills and views. Look at that. Now if you like mountain bike riding, this is definitely the place for you. But once you've gone through all the formalities, get to the site that they've allocated to you. Now this site is Twin Tree Camp, Site 4, which is right off the entry. Now this site is a large site. You can fit quite a few people here. And there's a nice little nook where you can set up and overlook the creek. It is flat, a lot of room to maneuver, very nice. But just a bit over yonder, there is another site nearby. But here it is. I reckon these people are set up in the prime location for the site. But I'll leave that up to you. And you've got those nice trees in the background that builds that wonderful view for you to have a look across that creek line. If you're in the need for supplies and fuel, the closest town is Melrose. Wilmington is not too far away, but Melrose is closer. Moving directly opposite to Site 4 is another camping area that is not marked, and it will be at the owner's discretion whether you're allowed to camp here. There is kind of a remnants of a fire pit, but I think this is more of an overflow location. But it is mowed, it's taken care of, and it is an open space, and you can see those lovely views of that mountain in the background. Lovely. Not a lot of shade here, so you want to consider bringing some shade. On the opposite side of this area, there is another campground, Site 5, which is next to Site 4, called Lemongrass Camp. And it's an easy entry as well, plenty of room to maneuver. First glance, this is a big area. It's flat, it's surrounded by trees. There's a couple of different areas that you can set up, so it's probably suited for more than one party camping here. So there's a fire pit there. You're surrounded by a bit of privacy with that screenage. And then on the other side, that's actually a group camping area or a communal camping area. We're moving over another fire pit available for camping right on the creek line. You can make great use of that. But you're really going to set up wherever the owners of the property will direct you to. But these are pretty close to the facilities and the toilets in this area as well. Now also part of this area, we met this great family. He's cooking scones in the camp oven. How's that? We didn't get to try them, but I'm sure they were amazing and they look lovely. Thanks for showing us your scones. So great setup here, easy access, straightforward, slight angle, but you can set up your caravan or your tents here quite comfortably. and you've got that lovely backdrop. Just love it. How's that for a view in the morning? Now remember, there's no power in these camping areas, so you do have to bring your own power to be self-sufficient. And the toilet facilities aren't too far from this area. But it is still a bit of a walk. Now as we make our way closer to the facilities, there's another drive-in site here, quite roomy as well. There's a fire pit provided. It's on a slight angle and you will need shade here. But I'm going to call this one the boat site for obvious reasons. There's no tag on this one, so I don't know what it's called, but it is the one where there's a boat. And a little bit further down is the access to that communal camping area that I showed you before. At Kookaburra Creek, it's not just campsites, there are other types of accommodation that you can have. The facilities are right in the middle. So there's showers, there's toilets, yes, there's even a laundry and a bath that's outside. As you walk in, you'll notice that these bathroom facilities are right next to another bit of accommodation that you can hire and stay at. So yes, here is the laundry facilities. Now, this place does utilize rainwater, so you've got to keep that in mind when you're having a shower. There are accessible toilets, and all the toilets and the bathrooms and the showers are quite roomy, well stocked, well maintained, very, very clean. And there are also bins provided in this area to put your rubbish in. Now, we did notice during our stay that quite a few people would drive to the facilities to use them from the camping areas. And the ones that we'll show you down the track, you'll see why. But we actually walked from there as well. It's not that far. Another great feature is this communal area where you can set up and have a fire and enjoy your surroundings. Imagine having an amazing evening with your friends or your family, sitting around this fire and this area, looking at all that's around you. Fantastic. From here, we're going to go check out the hiking trails. While we're walking past, you might as well have a look at some of the accommodation they have outside of the campgrounds. This is a hut that they also hire out. And further down, yes, you guessed it, you can actually stay in a bus. And this just happens to be right next to the hiking trail. There you go. So you can walk it and you can ride it. This house you're seeing in the background is actually where the owners live, where you would first go when you arrive. Continuing on down past this, we're on the other side of the property to look at another campground. This is a nice space on the opposite side of the common area and not far from the facilities, which is just down there. Great fire pit, look at that. Bit higher up than everybody else. They get an easy drive through. You want to bring your own shade, but it's a nice spot and grassy in the areas. With that loop complete, we're going to head back to the beginning and see the other side of the property. When you first come in, Site 4 is on your right hand side, Site 3 is directly in front of you, and the following sites that we're going to show you after Site 3 are on the left hand side. Site 3, Corner Camp, is probably the smallest one out of the lot. It's like a little nook. We saw people set up here with a rooftop tent or just a small tent. Great little spot, grassy, right on the fence line. A nice little spot for you to set up and enjoy your little piece of camping paradise. And over there is site 4 that we saw earlier. When you stay here, make sure you bring a mountain bike because they are amazing mountain bike trails along here and hiking trails. This is quite renowned, this area, for mountain bike riding. These sites that are coming up is actually where we set up. This is Willi Camp. Lovely area. These are the furthest away from the facilities. So this is us planning to set up, how we're going to set up and how we're going to hang out. And this is a big area. So we had 2 caravans on here and it's great. And a great fire pit that we all shared. Look how lovely it is. And we saw the kangaroos come up to us and hang out with us. Yes, we saw kookaburras, but this is a nice spot. Lots of areas to set up. And we make our way further down to the last camping area called Willi Camp. Willi Camp is the furthest away from any facilities, but it is the most private. It's a good size if you've got a group of people wanting to camp together. Great shade if you're near those trees, but very flat, very straightforward, grassy in some areas. And lovely panoramic views. But if you're needing to go to the bathroom pretty quickly, you probably want to think about driving or riding a bike. So hey, have a look at that communal fire pit as well for this area. Wonderful. And you're reasonably away from the other campers where we were in the background over there. So that's it, Kookaburra Creek Retreat. Have a look at those magnificent, majestic mountains and hills. Come and check this place out. Remember, camp by me and you'll be a happy camper. Thanks for watching and we really appreciate your support. So please subscribe and select notify so you get all our updates on our YouTube channel. It is free, and also follow us on all our social media. We really appreciate it. Kookaburra Creek Retreat just out of Melrose. Mount Remarkable. Yes, okay. We've rolled in to Kookaburra Creek Reserve, which is just outside of... That one sounded really good. You know when that intro is going to be really good? So we've just rolled in to Kookaburra Retreat. Kookaburra Retreat. I'm going to eat kookaburras. What a tongue twister.